Hello, hello, you beautiful beings of light. Mwah. It is Mandy. I trust everyone has created an amazing Tuesday. I'm going to give you guys a second to jump on like always. I'm going to go ahead and invite some folks here to the video. I trust you guys are feeling absolutely amazing. I am at the park. There is a lot of action going on here at the park. And I am super enthusiastic to chat with you guys tonight. So once you jump on, what's up, Shelly, my beautiful soul sister? Always appreciate your support, gorgeous. Once you jump on, feel free to comment below, say what's up, whether you're catching the live or hashtag replay below. I always like to know who's watching my videos. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about, are you a victor or are you a victim? We're going to be talking about victim mindsets, victim consciousness. We're going to talk about overcoming. We're going to talk about being victorious. And then I'm going to share with you guys, okay, that should do it. I'm going to share with you guys 3 ways that you can actually shift your mindset, okay? And a lot of what I teach you guys is based on my own life experience, but I've also invested quite a bit of time, energy, monetarily as well into supporting myself with different things that I've done. So I'm going to come to you guys tonight and hey, what's up, Chip? I appreciate you, my friend. I'm going to share with you. This isn't going to be a super duper long video just because I require getting some other things done tonight. Oh yeah, while I'm there on that topic, hey, what's up, Andrea? How are you, gorgeous? I am still offering angel card readings and energy clearings. So send me a private Facebook message if that feels like something that resonates with you. If you're not sure what any of that means, definitely message me. I will record like a little audio, explain to you what I do, how I do it. It's very powerful. And in case you guys didn't know, I'm pretty sure everyone knows about the whole lunar eclipse because it was a big deal and everybody was watching. But we just had a full moon in Scorpio and a lunar eclipse. And the eclipse portal is actually still open until the 22nd. So right now, there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of potentialities, a lot of timelines, a lot of opportunities. A lot of opportunities to make huge shifts and jump timelines. If you don't know what I'm talking about, basically, time is a man-made construct. Everything is happening right now, past, present, and future. You know, you guys hear a lot that, you know, you can simply change your life by just making a brand new choice or a brand new decision. I love that one meme that says, you are one decision away from a totally different life. It's honestly so true. That's literally how it works. So being aware of that, so I'm still offering angel card readings and energy clearings if you feel like you're requiring support, understanding that the eclipse is Mother Nature's way, God's way, whatever word you want to give it. It's basically a cosmic reset or a cosmic reboot to support us in getting our head and heart back into alignment. How beautiful is that? So depending on what all you've been growing through or where you're at, you may have been experiencing some challenges. I know I definitely had quite a bit of stuff coming up for me about a week and a half or so prior to the full moon. And yes, we get to choose to make it fun and easy, which is a lot of the reason why I'm doing this video tonight, because I've talked to several clients today, and even just potential, you know, clients or people that are choosing for energy clearings and angel card readings. And I'm listening to the words that they're speaking. And at the same time, I'm reminding them that, you know, what story are you telling yourself? We get to be very aware, like, what is the story that you're telling? So, you know, if you are one of those people that you're constantly finding the negative sides of things, or, you know, being pessimistic, or focusing, you know, more than likely on your circumstances and challenges that you might have going on in your life, then chances are things are going to continue on that track. Most people honestly do live their life on autopilot. They are not consciously aware. I know for certain I was not always consciously aware, and I do believe there is a thing such as like false positivity or fake positivity, where a lot of people, it's just like, yeah, well, I'm doing my best to just think positive and, you know, but a lot of that is, one of my friends calls it mental masturbation, which is kind of funny. But a lot of that is just like a mental thing that you're trying to force in your mindset, for one. And number two, it is also like fake positivity. It's lip service. Like, you're not really feeling that way. It's just that you are like kind of the fake it till you make it. And that can be okay in some situations, and sometimes it's actually required. But a lot of times, if we get to the root of whatever it is, and what I'm going to share with you tonight, basically a new way that we can look at it and shift our mindset, then we can actually transform it into our highest choice. And then it's no longer, you know, going to be having us feel that way. And we can begin to then understand that we are the co-creators of our reality, and that we are actually co-creating our life with God. Excuse me, that we are co-creating our life with God. And so by shifting your mindset and what you choose to focus on, you will begin to see that show up more and more in your life. So it's a very beautiful thing. So give me some thumbs up and hearts if you just jumped on. I see I have a bunch of viewers, but it doesn't tell me who all's on here. I don't know. This Facebook thing gets on my nerves sometimes. It's like it'll have the profile pictures, but then it won't show it. What's up, Lourdes? How are you, sister? Thank you for the love, Andrea. So Anyway, if you're requiring support, reach out to me. I'll let you know all about it. Some of the feedback I've been getting for the energy clearings is people are just saying they just feel so much better. They have less anxiety. They're like, I slept amazing last night. I have a lot of energy. They're like, I actually wanted to go work out. Someone else is like, I didn't require taking a nap. I had someone else who's going through something, pretty serious right now with something that occurred unexpectedly, and they're just like, I feel a peace, I feel at ease, I feel a calm, because honestly guys, everything is energy. So when you begin to understand that, you know how they talk about like vibes and energy and all that kind of thing, that's literally what it is, but it goes on a much bigger scale than just that. So anyhow, reach out if you're requiring support. I would love to share with you how I can actually support you in that regard. So are you a victim or are you a victim? So a question you can ask yourself is, do you believe that you live in a friendly universe? Do you believe that you're always guided, supported, protected, and that everything is always going to work out for you no matter what the circumstances might be looking like? Do you have that type of mindset, or do you have the victim mindset where you feel like, God is a punishing God, nothing ever works out for you, life's too hard, that whole kind of thing? And I can say that there's been periods in my life before I became consciously aware, before I had my spiritual awakening, and I was even going to church and doing all that then. So I don't believe that this is something that just because a person is super religious or going to church or whatever it may be. The point is that we all have our own mind, and we all have, things that we've been through in our life that causes us to be the way that we are and to think the way that we think. A person who grows up one way can be a lot different than a person who grows up another way. And the beauty is that we still have choice in how we choose to think. So we can do some of the things I'm going to share with you here in a second to support ourselves in transforming whatever it is that we're growing through and however it is that we're choosing to operate, or let's say how we've operated like in the past. Okay. So, what else did I put here? Yeah. Do you believe that you live in a friendly universe where you're supported? Do you believe the opposite? And then we all experience challenges. So how are you deeming what those challenges are? Are you looking at those challenges for me, for instance, when something occurs, I'm saying to myself, I agreed to this in consciousness before I came here. One, and then number two, this is for the greatest growth and expansion of my soul. So whatever it is, even if it is challenging, I'm trusting and knowing that it is for a divine purpose and a reason. Okay. So how you perceive that is what will define your outlook on life. So if that's defining your outlook on life based on how you're perceiving situations, well, chances are that is what's going to continue creating, because it's kind of like you wake up in the morning. I love giving this example. You wake up in the morning and you're running late. And so you go into the kitchen and you're rushing around. You made some coffee. Well, then you end up spilling it on your shirt. And then, you go to brush your teeth and you realize you're out of toothpaste, or maybe you get toothpaste all over your shirt. And then, you're on the way out the door and you stub your toe and you knock everything over, and a vase of flowers falls on the ground, breaks, water's everywhere. Now you're requiring to clean that up before you leave. Then you're starting to go out the door and you realize you don't have your keys, so you turn around and then your dog runs out, so now you're chasing after your dog. Then you get in your car and you have a flat tire, or you're on the freeway and you're stuck in traffic, or you get pulled over and you get a speeding ticket. Like, I could give a lot of different examples, but a lot of times whatever frequency you're on based on the way that you're thinking is what you're going to continue to attract. Okay, so I love to also use the analogy of the radio in your car. So you get in your car, you put it on a station because you're choosing to hear a specific kind of music. Well, all you got to do is turn the dial a couple more points and you're going to be listening to a completely different radio station with completely different genre of music. So when you think about it like that however, you're tweaking your tuner, meaning however you're thinking and however you're feeling is actually how you're vibrating. And you are a vibrating radio frequency emitter tower. Okay. And this is what I talk about a lot in my programs and with my clients, is like, I can't do this for you. I mean, I can see your potential. I can support you in having your awareness, and on coaching calls and things like that, I can support you in shifting. And Shelly will tell you, it's really powerful. You shift and then you get your massive miracle. And I love doing that for people. It's very simple and very easy for me to do. However, sometimes people have a challenging time doing that for themselves. That's why, if you're requiring support and a coach, check into it. So like I said, Shelly's on here. She's my biggest fan, biggest supporter, longtime client of mine. I love you so much, sister. And she has made like amazing leaps and bounds in her life, lots of massive miracles, and not only in her own life, but paying it forward to everyone else in her life, which is very beautiful. So I'm very honored, with what I do, knowing that I am not only supporting one person, but, a multitude of people that will continue, to overflow, with how she's supporting others as well. Thank you so much, Shelly. What's up, Scott? How are you? Carrie, how are you? Gorgeous. Haley, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. So let me go back to what I was saying. So how you're perceiving it is how it's going to define you. Okay. So let's just take it back and say, so when you were in the kitchen and then you accidentally spilled the coffee, that instead of going like berserk and cussing and yelling and then being upset that you just did that? What if you were just like, oops, and then you just went and you just cleaned up the coffee and then you just put it back and then you just were fine after that, and then you poured your coffee and then nothing else occurred afterwards? Okay. What about that? I love also too how Dr. Wayne Dyer uses the analogy of an orange, and he's like, if you squeeze an orange, what comes out? If you squeeze an orange, orange juice comes out. And he talks about us being human beings, and whatever you are, I guess you could say, like, filled with the most, like whatever I would say your dominant vibration is, or your dominant, way of being, because there are people out in the world that are just angry individuals. And to be quite honest, anyone who is massively angry, those people really are just full of fear. Like, at the root of their anger is actually really fear. So those people require actually more love and compassion than anyone, because chances are they don't feel very safe and they don't feel very loved, and they are operating out of a place of fear. So the way that Dr. Wayne Dyer explains it and gives the analogy of squeezing an orange, it's like if you take a person and you have a person who's under pressure and a person who's under a lot of stress, and then you squeeze that person, meaning like you trigger that person, what are you going to get out of that person? Are you going to get someone that's just like, blah, like massively reactionary, screaming and yelling and angry and upset and cussing and yelling and blah? Or is it going to be, a person who's just peace and ease, and that doesn't, it doesn't trigger them in that way? So that's another way to look at it. So remembering that you're not a victim to your circumstances unless you decide to be. So you can literally change your perception on anything. So just because something occurs and it may be less than ideal, and maybe it's, upsetting to you, it can be challenging for you, can cause a lot of stress, can cause a lot of anxiety. What if you decided to change your perception of that, and then you begin to see the effects of how you actually shifting your perception on something actually changes the outcome? That's what alchemy is. Alchemy is transforming everything with love. And I use that hashtag often, is that love is all there is. Love heals everything. We are actually unconditional love. That is what we are. God is love. We are love. We are God. We are an extension of God. We are connected to God. So like shedding all the human stuff, shedding all the ego stuff, shedding all the 3D, where you're paying attention, or cancel and pay, where you're investing your energy into what's happening in your 3D world. How about you begin to invest more into the 5D consciousness, and more into your relationship with God, and more into, what's going on here in your own heart, and investing your time and energy and getting to know your own soul? Because honestly, the desire to get to know your own soul will actually resolve or dissolve all the other desires that you potentially would have in the outer world. Okay. I was chatting with someone about this earlier as well today on a call, is that, people do anything they can to suppress, not everybody, a lot of people do anything they can to suppress their reality, to not feel, to distract themselves. I mean, social media is a perfect example as well. Obviously, drinking alcohol, emotional eating, Netflix, whatever it looks like. Okay. I'm not perfect by no means, but at the same time, I don't do very much at all in suppressing my reality. I am very aware, very conscious, which is why I'm passionate about teaching this stuff to you guys, is because this is how I transform my life. So in case you didn't know, I gave up alcohol over 6 years ago. I have a whole story. I have a bunch of YouTube videos as well. If you choose, you can go to my YouTube channel and check out more if you choose to know, or just send me a PM. Feel free to share with you guys, more about me. But the reality of it is that, like, I'm not perfect, and I'm not condemning anyone else on here. If you choose to do that for yourself in whatever way that looks, that is not my business. Unless you're my client, then of course I'm going to be calling you forward, of course, in a loving way. That's what I do. But just being aware of how you might actually be suppressing versus allowing yourself to really feel it. So when it comes up, I did a video about this last week. Feel free to go check that out on my timeline. But when something comes up, actually facing whatever that is and seeing what the root of that is. And then also maybe feeling into why is it that you're choosing to suppress or ignore or whatever, versus actually allowing yourself to feel that. Because the truth is that we get to feel it to heal it. And the more that you allow yourself to feel what's coming up for you, the more you will be able to transform, transmute whatever it is quickly and move through it. Versus if you don't and you suppress it, it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until finally, like, it's trying to get your attention, whatever it is, it's trying to get your attention. There is no one out there doing anything to you. So if you have people that are so-called triggering you, they're triggering you for your growth and expansion of your soul. Being triggered is actually a way of being liberated, right? It's for your growth and it's for your expansion. So, you know, your biggest, let's say, growth partner, the person that triggers you the most, is actually there for your greatest growth and expansion of your soul as well. So I could go more into this in terms of like the esoteric and the spiritual beliefs and all the different things. But just having that realization, you know, if you do run around often with the victim mindset or victim consciousness, blaming everyone else, pointing the finger at everybody else, you know, like they say, when you point a finger at someone, you have 4 fingers pointing back at you. So, you know, the outer world is just a reflection of the inner world. And I do this stuff with my clients and in my programs to support people in digging deeper into this type of stuff. And it will literally transform. And Shelly, like I said, I always go back to Shelly because she is here on my videos and she supports me and she's done a lot with my coaching and with my programs, and she's transformed massively. The reality is when you begin to transform from the inner, then your outer begins to transform. And that's not to say that Shelly or myself or any of my other clients do not still incur challenges. It's just that when we do have challenges, we have the tools. You know, you understand now how to deal with things a lot differently than how you would have dealt with them before. So it's like a new way of thinking creates a new way of being, and then your outer world begins to reflect that back to you, and it's beautiful. So let's see. Haley says our perception becomes our reality. Yeah, absolutely. Shelly says medication to numb the feelings. Yes, a lot of people do that as well. Hey, what's up, Jesse? How are you? Hey, Dave Ray, how are you? I appreciate the love, you guys. So just remember, you guys, you know, you're powerful and you can rise up from anything and you can recreate yourself in any present moment of now. That's the beauty of life. Like I talked about this a lot. It doesn't matter what you've been doing for 10 years, 20 years, 15 years. It really does not matter. You can make a decision to do it differently right now. And yeah, you might lose some friends. You might have people, whatever. It doesn't matter. When your frequency begins to rise, chances are the people that you are around right now are going to fall away. They're going to fall away because they're no longer on your frequency, and that's okay. We are all here for the greatest growth and expansion of our soul. We are all here on our own unique individual journey, and that's okay, right? Cut them free to their God self. Cut them free to their higher self. Give them love. I'm at the park, and like that's the little street lamp over here doing this little shadow on my face, but it's all good. Cut them free to their God self. Send them love. Let them know, like, you know, if your time in my realm of experience is over, that is okay, right? Let go. Be free. Let it be okay. There's what is the saying by Louise Hay? Like, I'm willing to let go of people. I choose to remember how it goes. And plus I'm distracted because there's a lot going on around here. But there's a lot of affirmations and things you can do as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get to the point here. You're powerful. You can rise up from anything. You can recreate yourself. The power of consciousness, you guys. Consciousness is king. This is what I love to teach. The power of consciousness. It's more than just lip service. It's more than just positive thinking. It's really getting down to the root of a lot of the childhood traumas, things that you're potentially not willing to address or haven't addressed before, and understanding a lot of the stuff that I'm discussing here, but on a deeper level. So 3 ways that you can shift your mindset is, number 1 is acceptance, okay? Acceptance brings peace. Once you begin to accept something for the way that it is, it will literally bring peace. And after you accept it and then you have your peace about it, then what, right? You're free. You've liberated yourself. When you're in a holding space or a holding place and you are, you know, trying to control the outcome of things or trying to control other people, chances are that doesn't feel very good for you, right? You're creating a lot of energetic resistance for yourself. And in fact, because everything is energy, if you are in a place or a situation in your life where you have a lot of resistance in one area, chances are that's going to infiltrate and leak over into other areas of your life. So don't be surprised. You know how they say, you know, it's like, what is that saying? I choose to know, like, for some reason, my mind is like, when it rains, it pours. I think it's because I'm bothered that's just like shadows on my face. Yeah, so when it rains, it pours. So it's like if you're in a place where you're focusing on something that's bringing you, you know, quite a bit of challenges and it's creating energetic resistance, then that is going to leak over into other areas of your life. So just be aware of that. So number 1 is acceptance. Accept whatever it is as if you had chosen it. I forget who said that. I think it was Rumi. I choose to remember. I trust it's Rumi. Maybe not. It might be Eckhart Tolle, Tolle, or however you say his name. I've heard people say it different ways. So accept it as if you had chosen it. And that will definitely bring you massive peace. And then number 2 is you can reframe or revise anything to your highest choice. So like I said earlier, Time is a man-made construct. There's no such thing as time. Past, present, and future is all happening at the same time. And so you can actually choose to reframe or revise anything that has occurred. You can literally think of a situation that has happened and you can reframe or revise. They actually call it revision, but I love to say reframe too, because you can reframe things in your mind of how you're actually, choosing to have them stored in your mind. So you can revise whatever that situation was to your highest choice. You can be like, in your mind, you're just like, nope, that's not what happened. It happened this way, ... And basically the reason you're doing that is because you're putting it back into your mind as if it occurred in a way that is your highest choice. Because no matter what, it still is and was your highest choice, and it always will be. But it will just help you mentally, okay? And then reframing something is basically looking at whatever something is and spinning it around to be something else. In other words, for it to be your highest choice, okay? What's up, Vincent? How are you, my friend? Haley says, I'm going to check out your YouTube. I'm going to check out your YouTube because I'd love to know more of your story. I can't recall how we connected, but I love the things you share. Oh, I appreciate you, gorgeous. Yeah, just go to YouTube, search Mandy Fombo, and click where it says videos. I have a lot of videos on there. And feel free to reach out, and we can chat that way too. Because I'm not sure if I have a video where I'm just telling like my whole story, but I know I tell a lot of my story in a lot of those videos. But yeah, for sure. At some point, I'll probably just do a whole new video about everything as well. And then number 3 is to be willing. Like, are you willing to see things brand new? Are you willing? Because a lot of times people are stuck, like I said, in the victim consciousness, and they are not willing to see things brand new. So, I have clients that I've supported, that I've coached, and I'm like, that I've supported and I've coached, and I'm like, are you willing to see this brand new? And sometimes people have challenges with that. They're so upset, or their mind is so stuck on the victim mentality, basically, of like what's happened to them and how they're feeling about it. A lot of times it has to do with like anger and resentment and unforgiveness, and they are not willing to see it in a new way until we continue to work on it. And then eventually, yes, they're willing to see it a new way. And then we transform it, shape shift, whatever, all the different things we do that I support them in moving through or moving past that. So number 3 is that you get to be willing to see it brand new. If you're not willing to see it brand new, then how is it going to even transform, or how's it even going to shift? Because like I said, no one can think for you. Whatever you got going on between these 2 ears right here in your brain, no one can do anything about that but you. I don't care who it is. It could be your Siamese twin. It could be your, love of a lifetime. It can be your mother, your father, your kids. It could be Dr. Phil himself. I'm being funny. It literally, I try to be funny sometimes. It literally could be anyone, okay? But the root of it is you. It's always coming back to you. So you get to make that choice. So Shelly says, these tools have helped me so much. Learning how to use these in life had made me a healthier person physically and mentally, which made my relationships with friends and family, even coworkers, healthier, versus when I used to react and make situations worse, thinking I was making them better. Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you sharing, gorgeous. You've grown so much. It's such amazing. It's so amazing to witness that. What's up, Christina? How are you, gorgeous? Shelly says, until you pointed out that we're using the victim mentality, we don't even realize that's what we're doing. Yeah, for sure. And most of the time people don't. Hey, Mackie, how are you, my friend? Yeah, most of the time people don't see it like that because, we all live in our own little worlds. And I talked about that the other night on the video. Is like there's billions of worlds going on, because we all live in a different world, because we all have different, mindsets. We all have been through different things. We all have different perceptions and different realities. So understanding it like that, I feel, is very powerful. And just having love and compassion for other people. We're all here, once again, on our own unique individual journey. And the people that you're dealing with, they also have, traumas and things too that they require healing from. So God love them, send them love and healing energy. Those people that you potentially might have in your life that are causing you challenges, envision that person in a white ball of light. Envision that person and hold them in the light and send them love and healing energy. And I've had people say, well, how do you do that? And I say, well, if I gave you a little infant baby and you were holding a little infant baby, do you have to ask yourself how to hold an infant baby? Do you have to ask yourself, do you have to think to how to hold an infant baby? Or do you have to think about how to love a little infant baby or love a little bitty puppy? That is not even anything that you think about. We all innately and instinctively know how to do that already. So if you have someone in your life that is potentially, you have some energetic resistance with that person and you deem that that person's causing you challenges or whatever that looks like, whatever story you've created around that person. This is something you can do. You can hold that person in the light. You can picture that person in a white light bubble, like whatever, you required visualizing, and send that person love and healing energy, and understand that every person that you interact with is also an extension of God, just like you're an extension of God, and God loves that person just as God loves you. And same thing, God is not separate from you. God is not separate from me. We are an extension of God, and we are all one, my friends. We are all one. So that person that you're seeing, that you're thinking however you're thinking about or whatever, is an extension of you. So that's why I talk about a lot, like anything that you're judging in another person, turn around and put that on yourself, because whatever you're judging in another person is really what's already going on inside of you, or you wouldn't even recognize it. You wouldn't even notice it. Okay. And this is actually something that happened a long time ago, where actually I had triggered someone. It was a client of mine, and I choose to know how long it had been since she had done any of my programs or whatever, but she had posted something on Facebook and I commented on it, and she didn't like my comment, and then we were messaging on Messenger, and she got triggered by it and was very upset, and I understood where she was coming from, and I just cut her free to her God self. I said, I'm speaking the truth here. Consciousness is king. I'm just supporting you and having your awareness. And she blocked me, and I didn't hear from her for several years. And then about a year or so ago, she reached out and she told me how she was so grateful that happened, because it supported her in her, it triggered her into like her spiritual awakening. And so now she's like an ordained minister, and she does Reiki healing and energy healing, and she's writing a book and just all these beautiful things. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I literally cried like tears of joy when I got her message. So sometimes, I'm being funny. Like, I might be the coach or the person who is going to be piercing the veil, right? And supporting you in putting on your lenses of love and taking off the lenses of illusion that you might be wearing, and support you in actually seeing, the truth in whatever's going on, in your experience. And so that's a perfect example. And then she comes back several years later telling me how it, that experience with me transformed her life. And so it's a very beautiful thing. So it's not always like fun and easy for someone to be experiencing someone else telling them like, hey, you're the co-creator of your reality and you're fully responsible for everything here that you're creating. And like all the things that I'm sharing here, like this is not like common knowledge. I didn't know about this until I learned about this. And that's why I am passionate about sharing it, because it has radically transformed my life. And my clients that go through my programs and do my coaching and things of that nature, they're like, oh my gosh. And I trust that everything's always in divine order. However, a lot of times I look back and I say, wow, like my life would have likely been very radically different had I known a lot of these things, at a very young age. We're not taught a lot of this stuff in growing up. We're just not. We're like, even self-love. We're not taught about self-love. We're not taught about feeling safe and secure. But not taught about living in enthusiasm. We're not taught about the importance of playing and enjoying your life, even as an adult. We're not taught these things, but the root of it is that we are basically grown-up kids here living in adult bodies. And we require having our peace and our ease and our joy and our play and our, our security and everything else. We require having that. And you get to give it to yourself. No one's going to give it to you. If you're looking for someone in your outer world to anything you, to fulfill your needs, to make you happy, to complete you, that's a total freaking BS. Nobody completes you. You're already whole and complete on your own. So if you're out searching for your other half, or whatever these terms that, we've been brainwashed with the Matrix and the program, the Disney movies, we've been brainwashed to be out looking for something or searching for something or thinking that there's something outside of ourselves that's going to make us happier. No, that's not how it works. You get to choose to be happy right now. You get to choose to be happy right now with exactly the way things are in your life right now. And then you will be able to then be presented with something new. Not until you can love exactly where you're at and accept and have appreciation and gratitude for where you're at will you be presented with something brand new. That's just not how it works. That's not laws of the universe, and that's not how it works. So I invite you guys, if you are one of those people that I'll be happy when, or if you're one of those people, that you're single and you're out looking for someone, whether you're male or female, expecting that someone's going to fill that void or make you happy. That shit is a fucking illusion. And I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm about to be 42 years young in June, and I can guarantee you, personally invest my time and my energy into myself and in my relationship with God. And I just trust, the flow of life. I am not out looking for anything or expecting anything to anything me, because I already know, and I'm already very aware that that is not how it works. So if you're in a place where, maybe you're like, well, once I lose this 5 pounds, or once I have more money in my bank account, or once I can move into that new house, or once I can get that new car, well, guess what, my friend? You're wasting a lot of your precious time on the earth right now. And if you saw that meme I posted earlier this morning and also on my story, it's the hands side by side. So it's like the young hand, and then it's like the old lady's hand, and they're side by side, and it was like, enjoy the trip, it's a short ride. Choose to know exactly the way it goes. Something like that. But that's the truth of the matter, is like, it really is a short ride. I mean, here I am about to be 42 years young, and I'm just like, where's the time gone? But I'm so grateful, and I'm so happy, and I literally feel happier and more healthier and more free and more safe and more secure and more enthusiastic than I have ever in my life. And if you've been following me for a while, you've probably heard me say that a lot. And honestly, it is. It's getting better and better and better and better and better. So maybe I was saying this, 4 or 5 years ago. Well, I'm saying it now because it's gotten even better. Because the more that I lean into this, and the more that I trust this, and the more that I study this, and the more that I practice this, because it's a practice. Consciousness is king, and consciousness is a moment to moment to moment to moment gig. That's why I teach my clients the affirmation, I am conscious of being conscious. Because sometimes I do go unconscious. I'm not perfect. I will find myself going unconscious for a little bit about something, and then boom, come right back online. Because I'm not perfect. Chances are, though, I go unconscious way less than I used to go unconscious. And when I go unconscious now, I jump back right on. And when I have a challenge, I have my tools. I know how to get back on. I always tell my clients, you fall off the wagon, you just get right back on. You don't sit there and berate yourself. You don't have a, pity party about whatever it is that you've had going on. Because if you do that, then you're just going to stay on that path. You're going to stay there. And then chances are you're going to have more shit to be feeling a pity party about, right? I love you, Shelly. I appreciate you giving me some love. What's up, John? How are you, my friend? Hey, Danny, how are you, gorgeous? Hey, Craig, how are you if you're still on here? So, yeah, that's the reality, you guys. I wasn't planning on adding that last bit in, but that just started coming out of me, is because that's the thing. I think a lot of people, they're unhappy in their own life. They're out running around looking for something else, looking for the next best thing, the next best, materialistic stuff, purse, clothes, hair extensions, whatever people are doing nowadays. Men looking for women, women looking for men. Like I said, I could give all these examples. Oh, I'll be happy when I can move by the beach, or I'll be happy when I can go travel. I'll be happy when I have my life partner. I'll be happy when I lose 5 pounds. I'll be happy when I get rid of this health challenge. I'll be happy when my kid acts right. Like, so many people have so many excuses and so many reasons that keep themselves stuck. And then they're going to wake up a couple years from now and literally be in either the same place they are right now, or potentially even worse, because of their mindset, and wonder, where the fuck is time gone? Where's my life gone? Where's the last 3, 4, 5 years of my life gone? Honestly, it feels like 2020 was like just yesterday. You feel me on that? It feels like 2020 was just yesterday, and we're already in almost the middle of 2022. Next month is June. Seriously, like, that's wild. So just thinking about it with that kind of, mentality, is that we get to be in the present moment of now. We get to live and enjoy the present moment of now, and we get to understand that I am conscious of being conscious, and it's a moment to moment gig. And you fall off the wagon, I give myself permission to forgive myself, and I recommit. I recommit. I recommit. I recommit. Tell yourself that. This is the stuff I teach, and I'm telling you, it is life changing. So if you, my friends, have been in a place where you're on autopilot, shit's getting, cray cray in your world, you're not happy in your reality because of what you got going on in here, which is what's going on out there, which is really a reflection of what's going on in here. Well, guess what you get to do? You get to invest time and energy into supporting yourself. Stop eating out. Stop buying this. Stop buying that. Stop investing your money in shit that ain't going to do anything for you, and start investing money in yourself. And I'm just like going off on a tangent right now because that's what's coming through. But that's the reality of it. I do honestly have people reach out to me and they're requiring support, but yet they're in a place of they're not able to invest in themselves. Well, I get to obviously be compensated for what I do as well. I do a lot of this for free too. I love what I do. I'm super passionate about it, but I do have bills to pay as well. So the way I'm looking at it is, whether you resonate with me or someone else, if you're requiring support, I do invite you to invest in yourself. Investing in yourself has the best ROI, return on investment. Investing in yourself, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with investing in yourself. So anyway, that was like, I just went off on that, and that had nothing to do with anything other than just me reminding you guys that if you're requiring to transform your life, like, come on, let's go. Whether it's me or you choose a different coach, but get to it. Like, life is right now. Life is happening right now. Life is happening now. What's up, Micah? How are you, gorgeous? Thanks for tuning in on the live, sister. Andrea says, yes, I laugh when I tell people I'm single and they tell me, oh, don't worry, you'll find that perfect person that's for you, but I'm so happy by myself. Then they say, no, don't feel that way. You will find him in time. Shelly says, that was a message for me. Ha ha, I recognize it. Yeah, I'm not sure which message you're referring to because there's no telling. I just said a whole lot right there. Yeah, the reality is, Andrea and anyone else, until you are happy with yourself and you're feeling whole and complete in alignment with yourself, you're still just going to attract a fucking mirror image of what you are anyway. So let's put it this way. If you're in a place in your life where you're not feeling good about yourself, bank account ain't looking good, you ain't looking good, you ain't feeling good, shit ain't good, you're going to attract someone else into your life and she or he is going to have that same exact thing going on in their world. And that is the honest truth. This is the stuff that I teach. Literally, the outer world's reflection of the inner world. So you're going to be attracting someone that is on that same exact vibrational frequency, which is why, once again, invest in yourself. Invest in yourself and transforming your life. If you don't believe it's possible, ask anybody on this video that are my clients. Message me. I'll tell you how possible it is. I'll tell you all about where I came from, my story, how I transformed my life, and how I live and operate on a daily basis. Feeling super crunk and high vibe and happy and blissful has nothing to do with anything in the outer world. It happens. It has to do with how I feel, with how I think, with how I live, with how I be, because I'm a human being and you're a human being. We're not human doings, we're human beings, as in capital B, capital E, I-N-G. We're human beings. We're not here to do. We are here to rest, enjoy, relax, play, have fun, and be the light bringers. Micah says equal energy exchange. Let's go. Yeah, that's right, baby. Hey, London, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. So anyway, you guys, I'm sending you so much love, super positive, high vibes, healing energy. I'm going to let you know really quick, I'm working on a brand new program. I'm still filling into the exact name. It's going to have something to do with a mental diet. I haven't decided yet exactly how long it's going to be. It's going to start on Monday, May the 30th. And it's going to be about the mental diet because believe it or not, like I've been talking about on this video, what you're thinking about is actually way more important than even the diet that you're putting into your body in terms of food that you're eating. And I can tell you about that when you join the program because I'm trusting all you guys have a yes. But we can supersede anything with consciousness. So it's not always about what we're eating. It's also our beliefs about what we're eating. And that's not me telling you to go out and eat a bunch of cheeseburgers. But the reality is that you can supersede anything with consciousness. Whatever you believe to be true will always be true for you. And when you learn a lot of these truths that I teach, your life will transform because your mind will transform. You will remember how powerful you are. And then I'll invite you to reclaim your power and authority over your life and understand that you are the creator of your reality. And then you just feel liberated. You feel free. And then you're like all these, the glass ceiling and all the boxes and stuff that you potentially, had yourself in for so long, that they're gone. They dissolve. I have clients tell me that a lot. They're like, wow, you taught me a new way of thinking. And I'm like, that's exactly what it is. It's a new way of thinking. So I'm going to be launching that program on Monday, May the 30th, as well as my 4-week fast track transformation program, which is consciousness as well as nutrition, as well as my workout app. And then we do some more in-depth stuff as well in terms of cleansing the body, like on a deeper level. So I'm going to be launching both those programs on Monday, May 30th. So if you're requiring support, let me know. Reach out. We can talk about whatever's the best fit. If you also are requiring support with energy clearing or angel card readings, I'm still offering those as well for a limited time. Like I said, the Eclipse portal is still open until the 22nd. So there's still a lot of stuff going on, a lot of potentialities, a lot of opportunities, a lot of timelines that you can jump. So if you're requiring support or you don't even know exactly what I'm referring to, message me and then I will talk to you about it one-on-one. All right. Feel my love and appreciation for you guys. This video that I said was going to be short kind of turned long. I choose to know how long I've been on and it's all good. And I love you guys. I'm going to get out here and do some earthing and relax here at the park, and then I'm going to go home and I'm going to continue doing some angel card readings and energy clearings. And until the next video, I'm sending you guys lots of love, super positive, high vibes, healing energy. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. Mwah. Big hugs. I love you guys. Chat soon.